There was also a takeoff of the Midnight Special, a late-night NBC music show that featured the big rock stars of the day. In our parody, the show was emceed by the radio DJ Wolfman Jack, me again in a pompadour and a beard, who introduced the next act in his inimitable, growling, howling Wolfman way. Are you ready to rock and roll? Now, from England, have Moise. You gonna love 'em to death. Spinal Tap. Ooh! And for the first time, appearing as Spinal Tap were Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, and Harry Shearer in wigs and rock and roll makeup, performing in a music video for a song called Rock and Roll Nightmare, which featured the lyrics such as, "When the rock and roll nightmare comes, the devil's gonna make me eat my drums." The late 70s was a time when rock and roll was rife with pretension. Punk had hit the scene. But over-the-top dinosaur acts were still very much out there, setting off pyrotechnics, flying inflatable pigs over the audience, and wearing tight spandex outfits that highlighted what could only be described, as Nigel Tufnell might say, as armadillos in their trousers. There was a fantasy sequence in the Rock and Roll Nightmare video. It was every bit as incoherent as the ones in Led Zeppelin's concert film, The Song Remains the Same, in which Robert Plant is depicted storming a castle atop a gallant steed, and Jimmy Page dramatically scales a mountain only to encounter a hooded version of himself as an old man. Spinal Tap's excursion into fantasy was a bit more mundane. As the band is playing cards, their game is disrupted by a sledgehammer-wielding policeman in a pig's mask. Then, as logic would dictate, we cut to a courtroom where a judge in a skull mask pounds his gavel and declares, "This court finds you guilty." Then he asks the band, "How do you plead?" In unison, the band members look up at the judge and plaintively say, "Not guilty?" The finale was an overhead shot of the band laid out on the floor, performing snow angel motions in a lame attempt at Busby Berkeley-type choreography. To achieve an eerie effect that would suggest that the guys were condemned to an infernal landscape, we used a piece of equipment known as a bee smoker to flood the stage with smoke. It turned out to be an actual hellscape. As the guys lay flat on their backs, the bee smoker started spraying hot oil on them. While the crew scrambled to address this problem, Michael, Chris, and Harry, professionals that they are, remained in position. As Harry explains,
"Rather than kill the prop man, we stayed in character."
Adds Michael,
"While we were waiting for them to set up again, which was taking forever, we kept joking."
And then, according to Chris,
we started schnadeling in British accents. And schnadeling is a term that I use that means improvise. When I'm putting together one of my films, it's critical that each cast member be able to schnadel. And in that moment, under the dripping hot oil, schnadeling away, we realized it's fun to be these guys. We should find something else to do with them.
But we're getting ahead of the story.